Hello YouTube. Today is going to be a little bit different, as you can probably tell. I am going to start making some videos on the side on the same exact channel. Obviously, I mean, I'm posting on here right now. But yeah, I am going to be starting to make more and more content that's kind of different than covers, just because I want to like get to know you guys and I want you guys to like get to know me, kind of. So I guess I'll just start off by saying I am Margie Schechner. My real formal name is Margaret. Never gone by Margaret, never will go by Margaret unless I'm like older, I'm assuming. Then I'll probably like it or whatever, but to me it's just like, I don't know. I just don't like going by Margaret because it's too formal for me. But then Margie is almost like too childish sometimes. Like, I've met certain people that are like, I'm just not okay with calling you that, and to me that's like weird, because like I've always gone by that in school, like in everything. Like all my friends, whether they're a guy or a girl, have called me Margie. So it's just weird to me. So that's my name. My middle name I'm not going to disclose because I literally like hate it. Sorry, Mom, if you're watching. But basically, we're gonna be still doing like the same setup. I still have to use my mic as a mic right in front of my face because I'm going to be buying some new stuff for my videos here soon. I said that in my last video, but I just wanted to say it again for people who maybe didn't watch it or whatever, if you're new to my channel. Yeah, so I'm going to start looking into like actual lighting, not just relying on bright ass Arizona lighting to be good enough for my YouTube video. So I'm going to be getting lighting here soon. I'm going to be getting a new microphone, even though this one's, yeah, so I'm going to be looking into getting a microphone. I'm going to get lighting. Basically like everything that I don't have right now, I'm going to be getting eventually. There's so many things that I need. I honestly like want to get a camera eventually too, because I don't have a camera. I just use my phone, which is a pretty nice camera, but I would prefer to have something a little bit better and like legitimate. So yeah, there's that. I put on my Instagram like a couple days ago. I don't know what to post like anymore on YouTube. I don't necessarily want to like do only story times, but like at the same time I kind of like have a lot of stories and memories and pictures, and so I feel as though I should share that with you if you're curious as to who I am, who I like. My boyfriend, that would be my boyfriend. He's right here. I was gonna show these later, but like if you can't see them. Also, the shirt is like super annoying and I might have to change in the middle of this because it drives me nuts. But I never wear it and I bought it online, and so I'm like trying to like not hate myself for buying something and then not liking it, but like it just like you can't even like live your life. Like that's kind of why I never wear girl clothes. That's another thing about myself. Oh my god. So like I've had a bunch of, sorry, hold on, let me clean this up real fast. Come back in a sec.
A few moments later.
Like, I've had a couple friends in the past that have said, like, you have some crazy stories, dude. Like, and I don't know, like, I only tell my friends, I only tell my parents, obviously, or my parents have, like, dealt with them with me or something. Like, we've all heard our stories. We're all on the same page in that way. There's really no way of sharing it other than, like, YouTube. And so I figured that I might as well start looking into sharing it with you guys because you might be interested in it. Or, like, I don't know, I do some crazy things, like, my hair is continuously changing. I personally don't think I do. I'm just living my life. But then I have people tell me like, oh my god, like do that, post that, say that, blah, blah. Like I'm finally taking their word for it that people will care. And so here we are. I mean, I kind of wish I started doing this sooner because me and my boyfriend have gone on like a couple of trips to California in the past couple years. Let me just start off by saying that me and my boyfriend have been in a relationship for 5 years now. This August, it'll be 5 years. I knew him when I was in 6th grade. He knew me when I was in 6th grade because we both had the same math class. I think it was like first hour. Like I literally remember like everything. Like I'm crazy. But then some things I literally cannot remember at all. So it goes back and forth. I remember this so well because he's probably the only guy that I had like super big crush on out of any other guy that I've liked. So basically in 6th grade, we had the same math teacher. And I wasn't like interested in him or anything until he seats us next to each other, and my boyfriend Josh went to go give me a Mento because, like, I don't know, I think I sat like in front of him or something, or behind him. Like, we were like right next to each other, so he was just trying to give me a Mento because like he had one or whatever. So like I wanted one, so he gave me one. And my math teacher at the time was like literally psycho. Like, if Josh is ever on this channel with me, he can totally vouch for me. Like, this shit was insane. Like, this guy was literally crazy. Like, first of all, he smoked so many cigarettes in the course of his life that his voice was like you couldn't even understand what he was saying. Like, and he was continuously drinking coffee and going like the whole class. Like, I literally hated this guy. Anyway, so I was in his class, gave me a Mento, and I went to go eat it, and the teacher literally took it from me and thought it was drugs. So then he's like, these are drugs. You are not allowed to have drugs at school. Detention for you. It's a mint. Like, it's a mint/gum weird. I don't like Mentos, but like, I guess at the time I did. That kind of like sparked my interest. I kind of liked him. So basically, like, I would call him, like, this is so embarrassing. I would call him like every day after school, like way after school at like 6 o'clock, like 7 o'clock, like dinner time. And his mom would answer sometimes and be like, yeah, Josh isn't here right now. Josh is at soccer practice, but like, I can leave a message for you. So I'm like, okay, like, fine, that works. Tell him that Margie called. I'm his friend. Like, I didn't know what to say. Like, I have a crush on your son. And, yep, if he knows that I called, just tell him his stalker called. Like, I didn't know what to say. Sometimes we talk on the phone. Like, he was always really nice to me. Like, he was never creepy and said, like, you need to back off, like, or, like, was mean. Like, he was always really nice, and, like, we honestly would just, like, talk. But I, deep down, like, had a huge crush on him. And so after 6th grade, like, I kind of, like, faded away from him. He kind of, like, obviously, like, faded away from me. Like, time goes on. Like, freshman year, he starts dating this girl that I used to be friends with. I thought she was so weird and clingy. So I was like, you have terrible taste. That happened, and I'm, like, still looking at his life, like, because I was, like, still kind of interested. Basically, sophomore year, same thing. He was dating this other girl who was, like, evil, and we were kind of, like, acquainted. I don't know. I feel like Josh and I always had, like, this, like, deep connection, but, like, we never knew that we did. We always had, like, mutual friends, though, and, like, people would always be like, oh, Josh, and then, like, I'm assuming they would be like Margie to him because he told me that. But it was just weird because I grew up in a really small town, and so did he. Like, we literally grew up in the exact same town our whole lives. So we kind of always knew each other, except 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade, he went to a different school. I didn't go to the same school that he did in, like, 1st grade, 2nd grade. I was, like, in a different town at that time because my mom was a teacher and I went to that school. So then I transferred eventually to the school that he was at in, like, 1st grade. So, I mean, we kind of had known each other for a while. That's kind of how the whole town was. I mean, you knew everything about everyone. Kind of sucked, actually. Like, for those of you who have always lived in a city or, like, a bigger town and you kind of want that, like, small town, like, no. No, you don't. Who dated who was, like, ridiculous at that point. Like, this guy has dated, like, 6 of my friends at that point. Like, that was Josh. And that's kind of, like, why I didn't, like, gravitate towards him, like, after I was, like, a 6th grader. Because I was just like, this guy has been with, like, literally almost all of my friends. And, like, I used to like him, so now it's just, like, weird for me. I don't know. And then I got grounded my sophomore year summer going into junior year, the entire summer, and I'm not going to say why, probably, like, ever, but it was just stupid, like, girls being dumb, basically. And I got my braces off, and I felt like hot shit, you know? Like, you got your braces off after having them, like, all of high school, like, freshman and sophomore year. Then I finished high school. God bless my parents for planning this so perfectly, but junior and senior year, I didn't have braces. So I'm, like, I've been grounded all summer. I haven't, like, hung out with literally any of my friends. I have no idea what's going on with anybody because I wasn't allowed to use Facebook, which was, like, the total thing at the time. I could barely even hang out with my sisters. I should have said that at the beginning. I have 3 sisters. I'll show you guys what they look like eventually. I have a ton of pictures lined up for you guys. But for now, I'm just going to explain how I met Josh.